Hi, my name is Ayodele Olofintuade, writer, researcher, Yaworisha, she, they.
Hi, my name is Dolapo Osunsina. I'm the co-founder of H Factor and I'm a lawyer and producer living in Lagos.
Hi, my name is Alex. My pronouns are they, he. I'm a trans non-binary lesbian living in Lagos, Nigeria.
Who wants to go first?
You go first.
I should go first? It is? Okay. Let's go first.
I don't know what to say.
Okay. I'll just go first. Where I'm coming from, Enugu State is where I'm coming from. My family lives there. I am the first of 4 kids. I went to school in Owerri and Enugu, and then I moved to Lagos. I went to a boarding school in Owerri, but that's not why I'm gay. I went, before I went to boarding school, I had crushes, so I already was, wondering, I knew I had the capacity to feel attraction. I just did not know what was wrong or right, in quotes, according to what society says, until I went to secondary school. And then it became a big deal because there was the added layer of my presentation, which was masculine. And when you present masculine as somebody that is not a man, people are going to immediately think that you are a lesbian, because there are people who were not gay who were masculine, but they also put them in the list of lesbians when they were doing people to punish for lesbianism, even though I'm not the lesbian that they were seeing in my future at that point. But that's all victimization because of my presentation also formed, it was part of my formative years, and it formed how I was thinking and how I was moving through the world, which was in a very repressed manner. I always felt wrong for something or for nothing. And then when I went to university, I felt a bit more free. I was able to explore myself, explore what I actually liked and didn't like. I'm coming from a place of repression. You're not allowed, when you're repressed, you don't really know what you like. You don't know what you don't like, and you can't even voice that out, right? But uni, I had the opportunity to explore that. And then I started dancing, which was also something I shouldn't be doing. In addition to presenting the way I was presenting, in addition to having the feelings for the people I was having feelings for. So that was, again, another layer of wrongness to the whole thing. But it didn't matter anymore as much at that time, because I felt like I had a bit more agency. Like I mentioned earlier, I was studying biochemistry, which was in itself another suppressive and restrictive environment, because for some reason they felt like they had to impose dress codes and some, in quote, morality ideas onto people who were scientists, because I don't know why they got this idea that scientists should be moral and artists should be immoral. But what even is moral and immoral? Because if I'm wearing skirts and you're wearing trousers and you're sexually harassing me because you have power over me as a lecturer, which was something that happened a lot in that university, what then is moral? You are telling me, to be moral, I have to wear skirts. I now wear the skirts. You're now sexually harassing me. You're still the one telling me what is moral and what is immoral, So those confusions also still colored my experience in university and made me a bit more averse to what society was telling me was moral and immoral, and because it was not adding up. But then it also was a room, gave me room to figure out what morality was for myself, what I wanted out of life, and I wanted to be able to just make those decisions. And that informed the steps I took after university. I decided I wanted to do NYSC somewhere far from my house, where I could think outside the pressures of society, outside the pressures of my family, my parents, my extended family, and all of that. And coming to Lagos gave me that room. I had all these career options, but being queer and then the homophobia and considering where I could go that I could be myself, I had to pigeonhole my options to arts, ironically. And then I moved into the arts, which gave me room to question some more things about society and what society deemed normal. But even in that art space, I found that there was a bit of tokenism and going on, where it's okay, if you have a queer person in your organization, then you can use them to apply for grants, and you get grants and you can do your things. Anyway, so I had to then pivot again, find another space where I could talk about the things I was experiencing as a queer person and try to contribute to whatever movement existed to make society a better place for queer people, so they could choose what they actually wanted to do and not have such limited options, which led me to activism, which is where I am right now. I know that after here I'm going somewhere else. I probably will explore like arts and creativity some more because that's kind of who I am. But that's a bit about my story.
Yeah, I mean, I started off as a lawyer. I practiced here and I practiced in the UK and I practiced here in Lagos. And I mean, I wanted to be, I think in Nigerian community, Nigerian society, you know, we pick either the inventor, which is the engineer, the doctor, which is the healer, and the lawyer, which is the advocate. So I realized, you know, during my journey of transitioning that, okay, I am an advocate, but I don't necessarily want to be a lawyer. So I gave up law and I went into the arts. I realized I'm a creative. I have all these different passions and interests and I wanted to explore them. And I realized that I needed space to explore that in. So that's how I got H Factor. So H Factor was really just a space for me to do what I wanted to do, like just be a creative, like create stuff, create experiences, meet people, facilitate other people's dreams and ambitions, like creative dreams and ambitions. And then I came out in 2019. No, I came out in 2017. And I decided in 2019 that I wanted to start hosting like queer events and queer centered activities in the space. And it was really just because, you know, I wanted to be openly queer. And I couldn't be openly queer in a lot of spaces here. And like, just like, you know, Alex said, even in the art spaces, it was very restricted. A lot of the people there didn't speak my body's language. I didn't feel comfortable in those spaces. So H Factor was where I built my world with words and practice. And yeah, and so that's kind of how H Factor came and where I'm at now.
Well, I'm coming from a very a place where I've always felt odd. I felt odd, not within my family. I fitted right in within my extended family, my grandmother, my great-grandmother. They're all very odd people. Even my mother, whom I've watched with horror become more conservative as she heads to her 90s. But like, my mother never said, like, oh, she's always known I was lesbian. I mean, they did all kinds of deliverance for me when she caught me having sex with a girl. I think it was more from a shock than anything else. But when I came out, she said, why did you have to come out now? That was post-passing the SSMPA bill. And she wanted a lot of grandchildren because she knows my brother is not going to give her any grandchild. Because my brother is quite like very definite in what he wants from his life, who he wants to marry, who he is. But I'm supposed to be like the malleable one. She had me because I'm supposed to be the girl. What's your problem, you know? And she had done all the sacrifices you're supposed to do to have a girl and to have the girl that you can control. Unfortunately, I'm like her. I'm like my grandmother, and I'm like my great-grandmother was an Oluwo in Abeokuta till her death. A Babalawo too. That's my great-grandmother. So I mean, it's so I did find myself in odd positions from home as much as I found myself in odd positions when I came into the larger society, where they had roles and they had pigeonholes and then I went and got married. I was married for like 6 months. Wow, like it's like, well,
6 years.
No. No, seriously, I was married for like, I had my first child when I was like 24, 25. Wow. Like he's grown up into such an amazing creative himself, and for the son of a woman who is out, I mean, I think like he's really an amazing child. I'm so lucky to have him. And then, because of course he was one that actually got most of the bullying in school, both particularly from secondary school, when people started reading about me online and seeing my videos and stuff like that. And he was attending a conservative Christian school. and they were really, and he couldn't come home to tell me that they were bullying him. And then he went to Uniben and it got worse because everybody also knew me. And like, of course, Sha finally got out. But my younger child is a bit more radical than their elder brother, because they're like very, very sure of who they are in this world and where their position is, and they understand about bullying and how to push back. So like when you're asking me where I'm coming from, I really can't say there's this point, this pivot point. I just know in 2014 they passed the SMP bill that we've been fighting for years, and we had to come out because they're saying, oh, there are no gay people in Nigeria. I said, well, I am gay.
Period.
And a bunch of people also went to, and that's like the weird thing about the government. A bunch of us went to the House of Assembly and said, you can't pass this bill because we are gay and we're here, we're standing right on your nose. And they say, oh no, but the election is coming and Nigerians have to have somebody to bully, sorry. And they passed it, and then we all came out online. Like,
so where am I coming from to be here? I don't know, to be honest. It's just been like, it's been a long dream that you're not waking up from. And I just realized that actually this is my dream. I don't know why I live in my dream, period. And that's what I'm doing with it now.
I think it was when I won Miss Black Britain. I won the competition, and I think for me, I realized at that point that, yeah, I had a calling, I had a purpose in life, because I didn't necessarily have the will to win, but I won it. And so I think that, you know, from a very young age, you know, we attract the things that we are supposed to do, whether we will it into our lives or not. So I think for me, it was just, there was the stepping stone for me, and it just kind of encouraged me to sort of pursue my dreams because I was a winner from a very young age.
Yeah, that's a winning mindset. I think mine was a bit similar to yours in the sense that, like, I had been going through life, but it wasn't until I joined the dance group in uni and then I started dancing that I really started to understand what agency meant and what it really meant to, like, choose your own path and go against the grain and all of that, because everybody was telling me, like, I was with girls shouldn't be doing these so and so things, and aren't you studying biochemistry, what are you doing dancing, like. So I was going against the grain in many ways, and even as I was doing, like, rehearsing with these guys, because most of them were guys, I was like the only non-man until the only other non-man joined us. So that was like 12 of us amongst 12 people. But yeah, doing all these things that these guys were doing helped me step outside what people said, people who were not men, like women and all of that, what they said we were supposed to do. So stepping outside of that gave me my sense of self, and contributed massively to who I am today.
For me, I mean, I come from a non-traditional home. Like, my house was just basically a big compound. Everybody living there. I didn't know there were certain things certain people weren't supposed to do. So I come into the big bad world and they're telling me what to do with my life, and I'm shocked. What do you mean? But I can say the defining moment for me was occupying Nigeria, when I stepped out of my house and got to the protest ground and realized it was a shambles, and I kind of like stood in front and I was telling people what to do and they were doing it. Period. I went to the front of Secretariat that first day, and I lay down in front of the gates of the Secretariat in Ibadan. I said the governor must come out, and then the governor had to come out. That was the moment I realized that there's nothing that I want that I can't get once I use my voice. And nobody can shut me up after that.
I think love and trust are like my core values. I think love is, for me, is the key to everything, is the answer to everything. And I think because, especially within our community, we're on a journey towards love, and we're all sort of like assisting ourselves in that journey towards loving ourselves and our community. So love really has to be at the core of everything. And then I think trust is also important, because in order for us to be self-sustaining, in order for us to support each other, there has to be an element of trust there. So I think building trust, creating spaces where we can build that trust is really, really important to my work and to everything really. So love and trust is huge for me.
Yeah, no, that I totally get, and that makes perfect sense. I think trust is also one of my core values. And I think I would say integrity, because obviously they go hand in hand. Because if you're a person of integrity, it means people can trust that your word is your word.
Exactly.
And I think considering the experiences I've had with community and with people I've loved in the past, I know for sure that I have to put integrity first. Like, it's so important that when I see that you don't have integrity in the smallest things, I know that it's going to cascade into the bigger things, and I stay clear. So yes, that would be my main thing, in addition to love and trust, because those are important foundations to build anything on.
Yeah. But I think mine is, these days, particularly respect. Respect, when you respect yourself, you respect other people. I've had people come into community expecting a safe spaces, and I say, no, you are community. You are supposed to create a safe space for yourself. When you create a safe space for yourself, other people will create safe spaces for themselves. And then this cascades, like you said, and love and trust and truthfulness, honesty to yourself. Being able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know something, what I did just now was wrong.
Yeah.
And to be able to admit, oh, I shouldn't have done that. That is such a powerful, if people don't even understand how powerful it is to be able to admit to yourself that, I can be an asshole sometimes, like I'm not really a nice person. Because we've been trained to be nice, we're not trained to be kind. So respect for myself. So when I respect myself, I can respect other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I hope we're allowed to say this, but like, I was watching a show today where the character said something like this. They said it takes courage to admit when one is wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, it's very powerful. It's very wonderful.
It is. It's like opening floodgates to yourself and saying, I'm human.
Yeah.
I deserve respect.
Yeah.
So if I'm human and I deserve respect, that means you deserve respect too.
Absolutely.
I'll treat you the way I want to be treated.
Yeah.
Being queer.
I was going to say being queer.
We're discussing how to toast women the other time. And Dolapo was like, I'm direct.
Period.
Just go to and see us a fan girl.
I, however, don't do that. So
Give it to tell us. Tell us.
Be in the corner and be like, listen, kid. And then wait for the day that fate to bring us together. Just because I like the slow burn of things. Like I
like slow burn too.
So, but also I was going to say being queer too, because obviously that's why we're here. But then we've now been in so many spaces together where we're able to talk about things that we like believe in, things that we share. And I think also because we are queer, that has shaped our lives in a way that we share so many values, experiences, and understand each other in particular ways that I think other people outside the community
might not.
Yeah, but also definitely raving.
Yeah, raving.
Because we're all like organizers.
Yes.
So we all sort of like work with each other, like we've done community dialoguing together. We've done so many things. Yeah, we've done so many things together, I think.
We don't even like realize it.
Like, this question actually made me think, and I was like, oh my God, become a community. Yeah, cute. Okay.
The balls are the best.
Yes.
The balls are the best. They're surreal. Like I've never felt anything like the balls, man. Oh my God, insane.
And everybody's energy is on like hundreds. Yes. The performers, the audience, the judges. Like there's just this synergy, and you're seeing performances you wouldn't see anywhere else. Yes. And these are people, everyday people that you meet outside that seem to sometimes have like different personas, and then they climb that stage and they're entirely different people.
And you're screaming your head off like you're a fan girl.
I feel like
the last 2 balls, there was one and then there was the other one. I was in front. You will see me in all the videos. I was screaming. I was just like, it was surreal. Yeah. Surreal is the word.
It's a dream. And it's also, it's beautiful because that is where you see all the different communities coming together and bridging.
Yeah.
You know, so you get to like, it's like new blood, you know, like it's just, it's very,
Nothing else matters. Not the collapse of society as well. It's not economic downturn. No. We're all just there in that moment, basking in like arts, community, love.
Being here, it's crazy. I don't want to be here, but I also like love the energy.
Yeah.
It has given me a lot of joy. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Being here, and being here also, like being where I am at this point in time in my life, it's such an amazing experience for me. I'm loving every bit of my life.
I really love that for you. Like, I love that for you so much.
Thank you.
For me, like Dolapo said earlier, it's the balls, honestly. Because I love to watch performers. Oh my God, like I love people that dance, sing, act. Like that is magic. So, and then getting to watch a bunch of random people that I see like on a day-to-day basis do things that were just, mind-blowing, amazing. Let loose, be free, adopt different personas, drop them, pick them up, just bend the rules. In that way, it was amazing for me. It was fantastic. And being with the people I love and seeing them share some of the feelings I was feeling as well, it was fantastic.
Yeah, I would say, I think the same of being here. I think also the balls as well. Meeting somebody new. And even this experience for me is huge actually. I think like in the days coming up to it, I was like, wow, this is happening, because I think alongside the work we do, being recognized for the work we do is super important. And I think this whole month has just been about recognizing our efforts and just our relationships, our community. It's just been, it's been an amazing June. I think building communities has been like the major thing for me, because everything is centered around my queerness though. So it's very difficult to not speak about like my queerness in relation to like the achievements.
Queerness that brings out all that brilliance.
Yep.
I mean, you have to learn to color outside the lines. You have to learn to do things to keep yourself safe. So you have to be very, very creative.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think I had to create space for myself. And then once I created space for myself, I was able to create space for others. And then once I was able to create space for other people, I realized that I could actually help with building communities and then bridging those communities. And then, so, I think for me, it's just being able to build communities, build safe spaces for myself and others.
For me, like Dolapo said, I cannot remove my queerness. Like it's intertwined with everything. But I think my biggest achievements, I can't single one thing out of my life. It would be everything that has led to who I am and where I am right now is my biggest achievement, because the odds were stacked against me from jump. But I was able to build the life that I have right now, build the community that I have, the friendships, even the family, because I had to cut out the parts that didn't agree with who I was and retain the parts that were true, that were, kind, loving. And in doing that, I have built a community where everyone is honest, everyone is true, everyone is loving. And I don't have any of that false, family that would be, you have to pretend that. I don't have any of that. And I work a job that I love, that I'm passionate about, that I think is real and important. Not that other jobs are not important, but I think in the grand scheme of things, capitalism makes some things important that just aren't. But I think that serving your community, making sure that someone else has it easier than you did for being queer in a society that is actively targeting them is something to be very proud of. And
it is.
That's why I respect the both of you, and I respect myself for being here, and that's my biggest achievement.
My biggest achievements are my children. I have plenty of them, and they keep bringing more children home. I don't know it, and my family, the family that I built, and my own real children. I have two of them. I see them, and I'm like, I raised all these kids in this country, and they are so poor, and they are so themselves, and we're having difficult. The fact that I can have difficult conversations with my children and we can yell at each other and say, okay, so what are we having for dinner afterwards? Also my career, I mean, it's built out of nothing. When I wanted to like publish Lakeriboto Chronicles, nobody wanted to publish it because one, what the fuck does Lakeriboto mean? Okay, it's Yoruba for lesbian. How can I publish a book called Lesbian? You know? And it's now like has worldwide recognition. It's been published outside the country. There's so many things, like, but the most recent achievement I have that I think is not mine, it's in community with other people. It's we learned how to do Ayodele Olofintuade from people who actually do it, from someone who actually like has the Orisha that does Ayodele Olofintuade, proper one. And everybody learns it within 24 hours. And it's like, whoa, you guys are designing, you know? And that wasn't me alone. That was a whole community of people. So, but I've mentioned the things that are me alone. But it's not even me alone. There's never been a me alone. There can never be a you alone when you are doing things. I mean, there are so many people along the way. John mentioned FI. So many people that are like, just like people that meet you, it's like a ping pong, and a bat hits you, and then, or those, you know, those games that you what they call it, you shoot a ball and then it bounces off other. Pool. Is it pool? No, in the football pool that you, no, not pool, that's not. Oh, okay. It's a game that, no, there's one that you pull back it's the earliest of the games. Pinball. Yes, that's the one. So that's how I consider when you're in community with people, even people that you don't know, even people that you just meet once. Yeah. And you don't necessarily have to be in the same house or go to every party with them or stuff like that, and they're just your people. And they're the ones that like make you who you are. So there's nothing that I've done, that I've achieved, that I can say, oh, I'm the one that did it. I didn't do it myself. I did it in community.
I'm grateful for this community, I think. Yeah, this community, because it's offered me a space where I can be myself, express myself. It's made me accountable. It's given me room for growth. Even in our enjoyment, because, you know, a lot of the work that we do doesn't have like a political agenda, but it's political by nature, because even just when queer people decide to come together, it becomes political. So I just think that it's just given me so much in terms of like friendship, spirituality. Like my spiritual growth has been exponential in this community. My sense of purpose, and just being allowed to be all that I am, zero restrictions, and that is essential. And that is essential, I think, to becoming when there's no restrictions, because it allows you to accept yourself, and it's through accepting yourself that you can now, you know, face the world, and the world responds to that acceptance that you have of yourself. It responds to that. So, and this is what the queer community has given to me. So I think it's the one greatest thing that I'm really grateful for. And I didn't know that it was achievable here in Nigeria. Like, more so, I mean, I think for us, you know, we're world builders. So, you know, we can do it wherever we go. But the fact that we're able to do it here, we're good. We're good.
I'm grateful for being the person that I am. I'm just grateful for all the series of decisions that I have made from day one to make me who I am today. I am very proud of myself. I'm proud of the community that I have attracted, like you mentioned, because who you are, like, you attract people that are like you. You build community based on the person that you are, and all of that. So I'm just grateful that my outside environment reflects who I am on the inside. That's just.
I guess it's still community for me too. both inside out and outside in and Okoto and all that. Because like really, without community, I wouldn't be anywhere. We have quarreled, we have fought. This is the first community where people will have issues and say, oh, you traumatized me. I never had that shit before in my life. I'm like, okay, let's discuss trauma. Not like you've not heard about it, or you have not ever had to like relate it to somebody and have to examine yourself. You know, like I said, you get to a point where you have to admit to yourself, man, I'm a shitty person. And that's what this community has made me realize. It has put a mirror to my face. I am so grateful for each and everybody that I've come across. I'm so grateful to all of you. I'm grateful that I met you in this my journey. You've made my life fantastic. So sweet. And yeah, it's actually been an amazing journey. I'm actually very, very grateful for everyone. I'm grateful for myself. I want to thank myself.
Period.
So, seriously, it is really amazing that we're on this journey and we're doing life together. Sometimes in tandem, sometimes in dissonance, but I now flowing, we are moving, and it's also fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you can do absolutely anything, and well, except you're not harming somebody else.
Of course.
And you can be the fullest expression of yourself. And the worst you hear is, I want yaba to do. And that, you know, when you're coming from a place where people judge you based on your trouser length, your skirt length, who you are talking to, or how much you make, are you rich, are you poor? I'm poor, man.
I'm poor.
You think, you know, like, so I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful for my community, for every single person in this community, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Barrier, you're under 18, you are not gay. Trust me, you have not even experienced half of what it means for pleasure. You're not even old enough to experience pleasure. The kind of pleasure you should be experiencing now is the pleasure of food, of playing with your age mates, of fighting with them, of learning how to be street smart, because your brain doesn't even develop fully until you're about 25, 26. So you're still basically a baby. You're not a sex toy for an older person to play with or to toy with to tell you I'm gay. And because you went to the back of the house with one of your little friends that in the same state and like played with each other's genitalia does not make you gay. But you are definitely non-binary at this age because you don't even know whether you are male or you're female, because you have both in you. So you can explore every inch of your identity. And another caveat, please, my bro, my little baby, stay inside that closet until your parents send you to school and take care of you, because it's hard out on the street. And you have to do whatever it is to survive, to thrive, get the best out of your parents. This is what they call working smart, right? You don't have to work hard. You don't have to use money for it. You're not gay. They're just a baby exploring the world. And nobody should treat you as an adult that decided both whether they're gay or they are not gay. Because adults are dangerous. They take advantage of you. They prey on young people of any gender or sex. Once they see that you are vulnerable, they start preying on you. It can be emotional, it can be physical. And that's where I don't want you in that position, especially in Nigeria that in broad daylight they married off 100 girls. In broad daylight, like child marriage, in broad daylight, and they're lying that this girls are 18 years old. Really? Can we see their pictures? You know? So, stay in school, stay at home, stay with your parents, even when it looks like the world is coming to an end, it is not. And the way you are 21 and you're armed with the right tools, you have time of your life to explore every inch of who you are. And you're going to have such an amazing life. But for you adults that are still in cycles, they're picking up women or poisoning your husbands and having girlfriends on the side, I'm just so sorry and sad for you, because you have chosen such a difficult life for no You will always be poor. You'll always be broke. You'll always be. But doesn't take away that you always be a lesbian. Period. Use my advice, bad advice.
No, it's very important that you highlighted that people should stay in school. People should take advantage of what they can. Because I was going to say, prioritize your safety.
Yeah.
Because let nobody fool you. The fact that there's more visibility, there's more representation, people are talking about, these realities, is not for you to now go headfirst into. It's for you to soak up this information, spend time, like your formative years, thinking about it, exploring, like Ayodele already mentioned, and exploring with the right information and steering clear of spaces where adults can prey on you, because that's something that happens everywhere. But especially in places that are covered by darkness, it's like queerness, because there's so much darkness. They don't want you to talk about it. They don't want you to tell anybody. So if you're even harassed or abused, you can't tell anybody about it. So it's really like Ayodele said, it's hard on the streets. You have to prioritize your safety. You have to be smart. As you're exploring, you don't go around coming out to people willy-nilly when you don't have some kind of financial security. You don't have your, education secured. You don't have a plan for what your life is going to look like, because society is actively trying to mess you up. The more marginalized your identity is, the more society wants to mess you up. So you have to be smart as you're engaging society. You have to decide, okay, what can I get out of this situation? Yes, I'm being abused at home because people are obviously I'm not saying stay in abusive situations, but society right now is not equipped with the right tools to respond to survivors of abuse or conversion practices, especially happening in family homes. So if you're under 18 and you're experiencing conversion practices already because your parents somehow found out that you're exploring your sexuality, it becomes a very complex situation, because where can you go? And then, so as much as possible, hold on to that closet until you have sorted out where you're going to, what your next steps are, and you know what that looks like. Because even a lot of adults are suffering right now. They're being victimized by their neighbors, their landlords, not even their parents anymore. They've left their parents' houses. It's now their environments they're being victimized in. So not only do you have to plan for where you're going to live, or how your schooling is going to look like, how you're going to eat when you leave your parents' house, or if you're kicked out because your sexuality or gender identity is found out, you also now have to be specific about the places you're going to live in. If it's somewhere that is an estate, even in estates, people are being harassed. Gated estates. It's not safe anywhere, and you have to really be very, very specific about how your safety is going to look like when you come out, because it's not safe out here. And it's a struggle every day for a lot of people to live as their truest selves. So just spend time building the foundation of what that is going to look like. And when you have a strong foundation, then please, by all means, fly, soar. Don't stay where anybody can hold on to you, Don't let anybody hold on to your power. Your power is yours. So, yeah.
We talked about staying in the closet if you have to. But I think also community as well, and confidence in yourself. I can really speak from my own perspective and my own sort of background, because people who have a similar, different background to me will not necessarily be able to relate with the advice that I have. But I know that when I was coming out, I didn't really ask permission to be gay, because I didn't ask to be gay. I am what I am. So I sort of kind of imposed myself upon my family, because they were claiming to be conservative, progressive. So I was like, okay, let's see how that looks. And it wasn't taken well, but I refused to make myself small. I refused to not be myself. I couldn't even be anything other than myself. Even though I was so uncomfortable bringing my girlfriend to functions. I didn't introduce her as my girlfriend, but they knew that this is my person. And I was uncomfortable, but I think I just had to be who I am. If I couldn't be that in my home, in my family, because I didn't stand a chance outside in the world. So having that confidence in yourself, and making it such that it's not necessarily just about your sexuality, but even you as a person, having confidence, loving yourself, trying to love yourself in spite of everything, because that's the way the rest of the world will relate to you. If you have issues with self-loathing, if you don't accept yourself, that is the way the world will respond to you. So if you I think faking it until you actually get there is really important. Standing up for yourself and saying, okay, this is we relate with our queerness, as in terms of spirituality. I refer to the queer community as the divine community. We are chosen, we are healers, we're here to heal. So relating in that way with your identity also helps you see how you actually add value to this world. And then community, if you need to find people, which will take a while because you're going to find a lot of trash, but finding people that reflect who you are, affirming your identity in people around you. They help you to accept yourself, and they just create a safer space for you to exist in.